Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the September Double Scoop Studio Calico Kit. This layout took me an hour and 36 minutes to complete, and I'm showing you some of the stuff that I may be using. A lot of it is from the kit. I'm showing you up close the pattern paper so you can see the name of the pattern paper, and this is the pattern paper that I thought I was going to use last layout, and then I ended up finding a small piece of scrap and I used that instead. But this time I'm going to cut into that second sheet of paper, and I was going to scrapbook a picture of my grandson there. And then like I said, I am so ready for summer. I just want summer to get here. And one thing that reminds me of summer is tinfoil dinners, and we started making those probably 20 years ago. Oh, before I get to that story, this is my new cutter. I love it. It is the Caterpillar, and there's a light on the side and the way it cuts. And anyway, it's an amazing cutter. It's called Caterpillar, Pillar. If you go on YouTube, you can search for it. There's quite a few YouTube videos out there on it, including Mercy Tierra. She did one, and I had been looking at it for years, trying to make up my mind if I wanted to get it or not. Well, I think it's been out for 2 or 3 years, but ever since it came out, I kept looking at it because it's not a cheap trimmer. But then I kept thinking, the uncheap trimmer, or the cheap trimmers, the $40 ones, I was up to like my sixth one. So this one, the blade is guaranteed for life. It's made out of steel, so it's nice and sturdy. I shouldn't have to buy another trimmer for, as long as I scrapbook. So like I said, if you want to see some videos on it, there is quite a few out there, but I've been using it for not a long time, maybe a week. I ordered it in November, but they were sold out, so I had to wait. And I just got it not last week, the week before. So I absolutely love it. It cuts perfect. I have no complaints. So I'm going to go on a total. I thought maybe, because remember the layout was kind of put together for my grandson's photo, so I want to use that heart doily. So it was in the the pile, and I thought, well, I'd like to spray it, but I'm going to do the whole thing, and I don't like how it goes, so I just put the whole thing to the side, and I'm going to use it on another layout. I even do it in the shades, that would coordinate with the page. It's blues. I think it's a navy. And but it just doesn't go with this page whatsoever. I just don't like it. So I'm going to keep, obviously, the doily. The doily is super, super wet. My fingers are all like inky, and it takes me like 5 minutes to clean off my fingers. I left it in the recording because it's to show that things don't always go the way that you want to. You might go in a direction and then it's just not what you want. I might even put the photos over top just to see. I ended up getting ink on my mat, and you know how I've been trying to clean off my mat, and so I wasn't too happy that there was some ink on it, but I got it all off because I took it off right away. So I went and got a new pristine white sheet of pattern paper or cardstock because I just wanted a clean look for this layout with maybe a little bit of mist. So I ended up matting those photos on that Dear Lizzie blue splattered pattern paper, and I started saying that those tinfoil dinners, we started making those. My husband and I have been together 21 years, so probably 20 years ago when we were camping, we just wanted a meal that we could just throw, all together in one foil and throw it on the barbecue while we were camping and not think about it. So now we do it at home in the summer on the barbecue outside, and in winter we just do it in a glass dish and we put it in the oven. It's one of our favorite meals. So I wanted to, scrapbook about that meal because we make it quite often, and it's very tasty because all the juices of you put like mushroom soup and milk with it, and it's really tastes really good. So I just wanted to, and like I said, I just am thinking about summer a lot, and I just want to think of summer things that we do. So now I'm going to take that other sheet, and I believe it's also from Dear Lizzie, and it's sort of I don't know, it reminds me of a flag, like checkered flag, but it is in light blue like an aqua. So I'm going to remat the photos, and I'm just going to put it in behind that stripe, and that stripe paper is about 3 inches wide, and it's the back side of that paper that I matted the photos on. Now, because that meal reminds me of summer, I'm going to cut out that flower that was at the corner of that pattern paper. I didn't think I would use that pattern paper in itself like that, but I knew I would probably want to cut out that flower. So when I cut the pattern paper to mat my photos, I made sure that the flower was on the opposite side so that it wasn't going to damage the flower, so I could use it on this layout. So I'm going to detail cut around it. I'm not being too careful. Some places there's a little white area around the flower, but I mean the flower's white, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just trying to figure out how it's going to fit on this layout. But again, it just reminded me of summer, and I'm just so ready for summer. So I have to tell you, while I'm finding embellishments and all this stuff, I have to tell you a funny story. If you've watched my video of yesterday, and it was the Bantam Hockey Championship, I went off onto a story about how I'm sometimes not so sentimental about stuff. I forget things, like my birthday and anniversaries and other things that are supposed to mean stuff. So anyway, I did the recording yesterday, February 8th. I'm doing this recording February 9th. So about an hour ago, my son comes in my room and says, "Mom, did you forget something?" No, what? About someone in our family? I was like, what are you talking about? Mom, think about it hard. And I was like, totally like, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, it's Dad's birthday. He said, I told him at 12:15 last night. I got up and told him happy birthday, and you totally forget? And I was like, oh my gosh, totally forgot. So anyway, I went downstairs and wished my husband a happy birthday. Needless to say, I have no birthday gifts because totally forgot. So I was like, where do you want to go for supper, hon? So anyway, this is, I don't know what it is. I just forget. I forget, and I have no reason. I just forget. Now I'll think about it like maybe like 2 to 3 weeks ago. I was like, yeah, it's Dad's birthday on February 9th, and I'll tell the kids and everything. And I don't know if it's because I do shift work and, my body goes whoopsie doozy, all the time back and forth, and I just forget, but I totally forgot. Anyway, it's a good thing my husband is like me and doesn't get upset about stuff like that. We've had years where our anniversary, it's actually my friend that would call me and wish me happy anniversary, and I'd go, oh, and she'd say, you forgot. And I'd say, yes. And then I'd call my husband, happy anniversary, and he'd be like, oh, I forgot. And then I'd own up to it and say, yeah, so did I. Sandy's the one that told me. So we're both a little guilty of that. So anyway, I thought it was quite funny that I just mentioned that yesterday, and the very next day I forgot something. So anyway, I went through all my sticker books that I pulled aside for to use with this kit. I didn't so much because I had put a kit away maybe 4 kits ago of things that I could use with the kits. I'm hardly using any of that. I'm trying to use what's in the kit primarily, and then my freckled fawn embellishment kit, because that I like to get it used up. And then just those 3 sticker books that I took aside, and I'm going to try and use those up. And I find that I'm finding enough stuff between those 3 things that I don't need to go anywhere else. The only thing that I might pull that's extra is my washi tape and my twine. And if you saw my rack from Maureen, she sent me a whole bunch of little goodies, and one of them is an ephemera pack from Heidi Swap. So that I'm going to put it with my kit, and I'm going to try and get it used up. I'm going to put it with this kit and next month's kit. And every time I use a piece, I'm going to think of you, Maureen. So again, thank you. It was so sweet. So again, what I like to do is figure out the base of my layout. So what I mean by that is all the pattern papers and, how the photos are going to fit together. And then once I have that, then I go through my sticker books, all my embellishments, my enamel dots, my twine. Like I said, if I'm going to use any freckled fawn embellishments. And as you can tell, I just throw everything in the middle of the page. So right now I'm going through my enamel dots, and I'm just finding enamel dots that are coordinating with this page. And a lot of times I like to use 3 different colors of enamel dots, the same as I do for my mist. I like to add different colors of mist. Well, I like to do that with the enamel dots. And the other thing that it does too is it seems to make them go a little further, because if you use all the same color, what happens is, one layout and boom, 9 of that same color is gone. And I think there's not much more than 9 in a row. 3, 6, 9, 12. There's only 12. So, boom, you've just used up all your enamel dots of one color. Or now I'm looking at the Doodlebug design, and there's only 9 of one color. So I guess there's 2 rows, so that doesn't count. But you use up a lot of them, and those things they're not cheap. They're like $4 a package, and some of them I think they're $5. So if you can make them stretch, and I know you still use the same amount, but if you're using different colors, it'll feel like you're stretching it more, because then you'll be able to use them on more different layouts, I guess. So I'm going to use some of these alphas that came in the kit. The blue ones came in the kit. And then I remembered that I had some silvery foil looking thickers, and I think the name of them is foil. And I have them right here. I can check. But I'm pretty sure it was foil, because I thought it was, foil stickers. And they're called cinnamon foil letter stickers. And they're quite old. I've had them for quite a bit. And just because it was a tin foil dinner, that's what I wanted to use it for. And then the tin and the dinner, I'm going to use the letters that came in this month's kit. And I'm finding I am using the alphas that came in the kit a whole lot more. I tried to come up with titles that will use the letters that are in the kit a little bit more. I'm going to take that brand strip that came at the bottom of a pattern paper. I'm going to cut it down in half, and I'm going to put top and bottom. And what I like about doing that, it kind of frames the whole page. It kind of keeps it contained. It kind of says, okay, this is where it starts and this is where it ends, especially on a white layout. And now I'm going to use a Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, and that's the bottle of glue that blew up on me. So I have to be really careful and make sure that, I don't push too hard and it kind of blows through the the Scotch tape that I got there. I decided that I wanted that blue checkered looking aqua paper that you could see it on the bottom, but the way that I had cut that flower from that pattern paper, the checker didn't match at the bottom, like it was going the other way, and I could tell. So what I decided to do was, it didn't matter if it didn't go underneath the blue paper, but as long as it stuck beyond that stripe and that you could see it, I was fine with that. Maybe a little bit OCD, but little things like that really bug me, that that the stripes were going to go the different way, and I could really tell. So I figured that was a quick, easy solution without having to cut into the second sheet of pattern paper just for a little strip like that. To me, it was a waste. So that's what I figured I would do. Now the title, I'm going to put tin foil at the top of the photos and then dinner at the bottom. And there's not going to be any journaling on this one, because I didn't do what I said that I normally do. Once I got everything, I knew where my title was going to go, but I didn't account for the journaling because of that big flower that took up a lot of space. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a camping layout right next to this one, and I'm going to make sure that there's lots of space for journaling, and I'm going to talk about the tinfoil dinners in the camping thing. And it's something that we always do when we're camping, and we've been, it was sort of born out of a need, because we didn't want to, cook one thing and have to cook the other and the other and the other. We just put everything, the potatoes, the carrots, the mushrooms, the onions, the hamburger we pre-cook, because I'm really scared of E. coli, but then we just kind of break it up and put in there, and the mushroom soup and the butter and the salt and pepper and summer savory, and we bundle it all up, and you cook it for an hour, flip it, and it's just yummy. So I'm going to put the recipe also on that other sheet, so that when the kids later, if they want to know how to make it, they'll have the recipe right there, which my second daughter's helped me made it. Oh, can't talk. She's helped me make it so many times that she knows how to do it. My second daughter loves to cook, so anything she wants to make sure she knows how to do, she's always helped me make it so that she learns the recipe. She knows that most of the recipes I do, I don't have a recipe. I just do it. I measure, with putting the spices in the palm of my hand, and that's how much I know to put in. So she's just done the stuff with me, and in that way she knows the family recipe. So at this point, I have all the background layers down, and now I'm going to start working on the layers of the embellishments. And I love layering little bits and pieces, but I think I would have way harder of a time if, as I'm gluing it down, I'm looking through my stuff and figuring what else I could put on the layout. You know what I mean? Like, I think for me, it really works that I take a whole bunch of embellishments. I don't know what's going to make it to the page or what's not, where it's going to go. I just know that it's all stuff that coordinates, and a lot of stuff is stuff that I can cut apart and divide between the 3 embellishment clusters, and then I start building. And that I show a lot of times at the end of the layout, there's a bunch of stuff that's not used up. I put it in my little container that's right beside my desk, and next time that I need an aqua piece or a red piece or a yellow piece, whatever the case may be that I was using, I always look in there first, and if there's a coordinating piece, I use it. So it really works out well for me. And by taking the stickiness away using my EK Success powder tool, I'm able to move stuff around without things gluing down. I know a lot of people put it on a piece of cardstock and cut around it, or put it on a piece of wax paper and cut around it. But for me, it's too much work. I take the powder tool, take the stickiness away, and it's done. And then someone was asking, I think it was Celine, whether or not by using the powder tool, if the sticker is hard to glue after, and absolutely not. It is really easy. Now I don't think I've ever tried using my what do you call it? My ATG gun, because I use my quick dry adhesive for anything that's small. But as I am doing this or talking with this voiceover, I am taking the stickiness away from one of the stickers, and then I'm going to reach for my ATG gun and I'm going to try it right now and see if the ATG sticks to it. And the answer is yes, it sticks to it. So it doesn't ruin your sticker whatsoever. It just makes it so that you can move it around and figure out exactly where you want to move it without, because I mean, stickers, if you glue them down to your page and you try to lift it up, you know the pattern paper in behind is going to rip. The sticker, eventually you're probably going to rip it. So by taking the stickiness away, it just makes it way more versatile to use. And I mean, I'm glad it says sticker book instead of die cuts, because I love the fact that I can flip through it and see each element without having to dig through. It's just a different way. I mean, I love die cuts too. It's very convenient. You just take the sticker book, you flip through it, you find what you like, and then you take the stickiness away. Now I'm going to ball up some twine, and that's my favorite twine from, I believe it's We Are Memory Keepers. It's just called Aqua. And the letters foil, I found the title was too kind of crunched to the left, so I just kind of moved it over. And I don't know if I'm going to do it now, but I know at one point I'm going to have to lift every letter and put some quick dry adhesive. None of those letters stuck down properly. I think it was when the camera was off. I went to move my layout and half the letters fell off. So since then, I've added quick dry adhesive in behind all the letters. Now I'm going to add some Mr. Huey Miss in 3 colors. And then I'm going to show you some close-ups and also some few still pictures. And then I like to take pictures of each and every little embellishment cluster so you can see how I layered all the different embellishments. And if you want to see more still pictures, you can go to 2Ps or Studio Calico in the Members Gallery under Nicole Jones 911, or you can join me on Facebook. The link is in the description, and also on Pinterest. And I'm also Nicole Jones 911, and I have the link on my YouTube channel. So thanks for watching. Bye.